Hey y'all, it's your girl SAFIYA, and I'm back with another episode of SHOETIQUE Talk. Now, y'all, I know I tell y'all every episode that I'm excited. I'm not excited, Mr. Tingle, because I've always wanted to do this segment based on all the questions I always get about relationships. So rather than just getting the answers from me today, we'll have a open discussion with some of the strongest people in our South Florida community today in good and healthy relationships, whether single or not. We're gonna have different opinions today. So, welcome y'all to SHOETIQUE Talk.
Thank you for having us.
So I'm gonna have my guests introduce themselves today. I first want to make sure I big up my sponsors. Quilleen Bell Lip Gloss. Please go to QuilleenBell.com. Yes, I'm popping right now because I do have Quilleen Bell next to me. And of course, SAFIYASHOETIQUE. Make sure you shop the best in men and women fashion. SAFIYASHOETIQUE.com. All right, so who do I have to my left here? So first, my segment, I'm going to ask you guys, if you're single, say you're single. If you're married, say you're married. If you do not want to say, just say, I don't want to say. Okay, but the reason why we're asking that, so my audience can know what level of disposition you're coming from. Okay, whether you're speaking as a married person or a single person or an open person. There's no judgments here. We're just going to have a great conversation, okay? So Nadine, tell us who you are and if you're single or married, please.
Okay, so my name is Nadine, married for 9 years, 2 kids, 8 and 10 years old.
We'll never ask about the kids.
Okay, just throwing it in, you know, it's like
Thank
a package,
you.
it's a package.
Thank you. Well, y'all know me. I'm SAFIYA. I am 10 years married. Jesus, enough years together. And then we have
Paula from Mo Tasty Cakes. And we are married. We've been together for 17 years.
Wow, that's a long time. And you are?
Casey Bailey.
Casey, and you are married?
Married.
Married.
Yep.
I am Travis Petrie, South Florida's digital marketing alchemist. Divorced.
Divorced.
Yeah.
And you are?
Lindo LF. Separated.
Separate. And you have a company as well?
Yes. SOOO collection, the brand. And I also do music as well.
Okay. Please make sure, guys, this is an entrepreneur show. So if you're entrepreneurs, please say the name of your business and where we can reach you, okay? And we have?
O'Keefe Rob. Co-owner of Real Credit Deal.
Single or married?
But I said divorce. Right now I'm single. Yeah,
Single,
man.
okay. So divorced but single.
Yeah.
And we already got Nadine married. Okay, so I like the diversity. I already like the diversity, so we'll get, real truth answers and good answers. So the first question I'm going to ask today is whether you're single, married, divorced, or separated right now, how important is communication in a relationship? Paula?
Extremely important.
Why?
It can, I feel like it can make or break a relationship.
Based on?
Based on knowing your partner, being able to communicate through issues you may have, financial, raising children, just comparing opinions, being able to, I guess let each other communicate in just learning your partner and knowing how they communicate, and knowing how you can, knowing how you can grow, communicate, yeah.
Travis, how important is communication in a relationship?
It's the most important.
Over everything else? It's the most important?
Reason being, and the reason why I say that is because you can't say the word relationship without relate. You see that?
That's deep. Say that again. Say that again.
You can't say the word relationship without the word relate.
So communication, you have to relate to each
You
other?
have to relate, and it started from the beginning. You get what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
From the moment where it was you guys were strangers all the way up to where you can consider it's a relationship. That relationship started at that moment.
I like that.
So for me, it's stages to it. So it's always the main and key factor, because if you realize if that communication gets broken, you realize it breaks a lot of relationships.
Nice. Kief, is communication important in a relationship to you?
It's the most important thing in my opinion.
The most important thing?
One of the most important things.
Oh.
I would say if I should have a pyramid, I'll put it at the top.
Really?
Because
I never thought I would hear men say that. I'm not even lying.
Because without the communication, there is nothing. Because you wouldn't be able to, like he said, relate to your partner. You don't know what your partner like. You don't know what you know, stuff like that, right? You don't know what make your partner smile. You don't know what make your partner cry, right? You don't know how to, if something happens, because we don't live in a perfect world, right? You don't know how to go to your partner. You don't know how to approach your partner with certain things because you just don't know the person, right? So it's a two-way street, though, right?
Because communication does work 2 ways.
It has to work 2 ways. It's not like back in the days where it's just a one-way system of communication.
Correct.
Well, I'm just talking about technology in that
I
sense,
know what you're saying.
right? In today's day, you know, I should be able to know how to communicate with my significant other, and you know that person.
So do you think, like what
communicate
Paula
with me.
said, it makes or break a relationship?
It makes or break, definitely.
I guess for me, I always felt like that was a woman's point of view. That for me, communication is important too, and that it would make or break for me. But I guess it's good to know, Lindo, is communication important? Is that important to you?
It is. It definitely is.
Based on what for you?
First of all, I wasn't a good communicator in relationships.
And I don't want to cut you, but when you say you were not a good communicator, is that based on culture? And I have a reason why I said I'm gonna go into that. Is that based on culture or overall just your personality?
I never think about it on a cultural basis, so I would say it's my personality.
Your personality.
Yeah.
Okay.
But over the years, I've grown to be more communicative.
Why have you changed that?
It's called compromise when you're in a serious relationship.
Why did you laugh?
Because we found something that's worth it.
Oh,
Exactly.
That's why.
Exactly.
Okay, I got you. I
Sometimes
knew
we
that
all
laugh meant
need that
something.
spark.
Oh.
We not perfect, you know. We growing up too, just as well as you growing. We growing too. So he found that spark.
So does it take a special person to find that spark?
Of course.
It does?
Yeah. That's why they special.
You think communication is important, Nadine?
Oh yeah, definitely. For me, communication is about verbalizing, you know, exactly where we are and where we're going. For me, life is short. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we gotta verbalize exactly.
Kind of like what Kief just said.
Yeah, what we're about. Like I said, where we are, where we're going. Make sure we're on the same page. Life is short.
All right, how important is understanding your significant other love language is important to you guys? Let me start. My love language is very important to me, and what that means, because everybody has different opinions of it. The question I'm asking deliberately is love language, meaning that it's not just about sex. Love language meaning that you understand, kind of like what Keith started to say, that you understand what your significant other needs are. My love language for me expressively is prayer, as corny as it may sound or cliche to some people. Because if I'm not praying for me, I feel like that's just so important to me. So what is your love language? What is yours?
I think it's like acts of kindness.
Acts
you know,
of kindness?
yeah.
Okay,
you
that's
know.
fine. What's your love language?
Well, I would say for me, it would be like intellect, more like intellect.
That's deep.
You know, so if
So they gotta F your mind before they F
you capture my mind first before you capture me.
That's a nice way
right?
to what I said. Capture
So man, I have to really be attracted to the
to the
mind
mind.
first before anything else.
What's your birth month?
December.
Okay, you're deep.
I'm a Sag.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're a Sag.
Yeah, man.
Oh, Jesus. You get problem. So your love language is intellect. What's your love language, Lindo?
Physical touch and quality time.
So your love language is physical chemistry?
Yes, my love.
Attraction?
Yes.
Yeah? What's your love language?
I'm a sapiosexual.
Sapiosexual? Educate me because I have no idea what that is. What does that mean, sapiosexual?
Similar to what he said.
So what? Who said? Keith or
Keith,
Lindo?
yeah. It's for me. It's a mind thing and how you think.
Mindset.
Yeah, your mindset has to be, and for me, it's kind of different because it has to be cultured. It's not just about.
What do you mean culture?
Cultured. So like having a background and understanding what that background is.
I'm
So
confused.
so the fact that we Jamaicans, for example, it's where I'm from. It's the biggest example I can use. There are certain things that we have within our culture, like how our families sit down together. Certain things like that. Understanding the importance of that. Understanding how to communicate to the kids within that. Within that culture. Understanding that on certain weekends, like, because being in America, I've realized that in certain families can't come over. In certain cultures. In Jamaica, every cousin has to come to the house on summer.
Yeah.
So that's something that also plays a big role for me. So it's not just about you having that intellect, but understanding how it plays a core part in moving both of us forward.
Okay, how important? What is your love language?
Besides food.
So love language the food.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, at least he's being honest.
Yeah.
So she have to catch. She has to cook.
No.
So tell me. what do you make?
Like they say, food is a part of it. 'Cause it's a part of our culture. That's when we together. We together the most when we eating. So that's an important part of it. But planning future, you worrying about the next day for me. Because I might forget to worry about it because I'm too busy worrying about yesterday.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
as long as we got each other, we all right.
Oh, you are such an emotional lover. I like that. What's your love language, Paula?
Wow, that's a good question because I don't know. I'm just learning. There's so many things. I like communication, conversation, food.
But what?
I like to.
What turns you on the most?
I just like learning about my partner and just immersing myself in, everything that they like, making sure, I know if you like this, I'll make sure that I have that for you. I like surprising, doing little romantic stuff.
Give me one surprise that you've done for him.
I mean, that's like every day, little
Is
little stuff.
You surprise him on every day?
Every day. Yeah, every day.
Let me go to practice.
Like every day. What was the last
Cut the
thing?
short, cause she made me look bad. Hold on. You surprise your man every day?
I mean,
Father's
everything.
Day?
Father's Day was
Day,
the
for
last
example.
What did
was
you
the
do?
last gift. I just got him something that I knew he wasn't expecting me to get him because we were out one time and we saw one of those little motorbikes, the little electric bikes.
So expensive things.
No.
I mean-
but it's the point that I mentioned it.
I mean, hello, it did cost a little coin now. Don't
Don't
Don't act like
downplay
it
it now.
now,
Don't
okay.
downplay it now.
Okay, but
So because
it was
he
just
noticed
he did
it-
it because it wasn't something he asked me for. I asked him what he wanted for Father's Day. He told me what he wanted, and of course we got that. But I was just so excited because I went to the store and I saw the bike that he wanted, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna surprise him with that. So even though he wasn't expecting it, he was so happy when he saw it. It was just
that's
acts
super
of kindness. I think somebody
So
said
acts of
that. Like I
yes,
love
yes. Yeah, I think
putting
no,
a
she
smile
said
on
that.
someone's face and just
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so you don't make me feel too bad because because I do. I mean, I think I do. I wouldn't say surprises. I think I'm at a place in my relationship where I feel like it's done so much, both ways, that I don't know. As a woman, I can speak for women because I'm not a man. Do you guys get excited to purchase something for your partner that's not expected?
Yes.
You guys, you guys, you do that?
Yeah.
Like if, like for instance, if let's say your, whatever girlfriend, wife sees a bottle of perfume that she mentioned when you guys were out shopping and said, I like that smell, and you actually go back to get it. Do you get excited over that?
Absolutely.
Because I know I do.
Feel different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels
Like
different.
I get all excited, get it, buy it, go home, and like, oh look what I got you, kind of thing. You guys, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So we spoke about love language. Did I miss anybody on love languages?
You got it all.
Got it all?
Yeah.
All right. So my next question. So, how important it is, and how important is it? And my kids are 18, so I know they're behind the cameras. That's okay, because I literally had a conversation with my kids before, exactly what you tapped into about cultural. I think it's important that when you're having kids with someone, that you are relatable. Like for instance, I have somebody that I know. Like for our culture, I'll say as far as Jamaican, for me, when you have kids, when them get to like between 2 months to a year, they get baptized or Christian. Is that what the word is? Christian. And I know somebody like, okay, he's Jamaican culture and she's not, and the kids are like 3, 4, and they're not baptized yet. So I was having this conversation with my kids behind and said, this is really why it's important. Not that they have to be Jamaican. Okay, you got to be with a Jamaican, but you have to have the same type of cultural, I would say cultural belief especially when it comes to kids, because let's say for instance, Kief grew up like that, where your parents, your grandparents, your ancestors baptized kids early to keep them, under God, and then let's say Paula, come from a different culture where baptism is not important to her. Do you think that would make or break a relationship, especially when it comes to kids?
I don't think so.
No?
I think it depends on the communication.
Yeah.
Because I've been in that situation before, and I was like, okay, you're Catholic and I'm Christian, so you can do your ceremony and I'll do my ceremony.
Oh, so you just
as
do,
long
so
as
you,
it's
so you honor both. You honor
Yeah.
both. Okay. What do
and
you
give
feel?
them, you know, a decision to whenever they get older to do what they want to do.
I can't do it. I feel like my personal thing, I couldn't do it.
I just feel like I can't restrict. If that's what you believe, it's not my.
That's not your way or the highway.
It's not my way or the highway. I can respect somebody else's difference of opinion.
I think
as long as you're willing to respect mine
compromise.
and compromise, then we have no problem.
I don't think for me it's disrespecting the other my partner's belief. I think for me, I'm trying to think of the right how to put it. It's in my head, but I'm trying to pull it out. So I think for me, okay, if I meet Lindo and in the future we decide to have kids together, like what Keith said or Travis, relatable. When you're dating, you have conversations, correct? I guess if you're gonna end up with a person, you just start talking about kids, right? So of course, those things comes up. I think a little bit anyway. So if that comes to the point that we decide to have kids, and you know that I'm favorable for baptism, and you're not, I don't feel like I could do it. And I'm not saying I'm not gonna compromise with Lindo. I'm saying I feel like I would be firm, because there's a lot of things in my life I don't want to compromise. I don't compromise when it comes to God. I'm not no perfect human like nobody. But I'm saying I feel like my kids. But I hear you about maybe if, let's say he's Jewish and I'm not, and we can do a Jewish whatever it is, and I could do a baptism.
Yeah.
But I feel like if he says no, I do not want to do any type of baptism. We just gonna do the Jewish way.
Then that's
We
where
have a
the
problem
problem.
with that.
That's where the
That's
problem
problem.
comes in.
Yeah. Would you have a problem with that, Keith?
Of course.
So as for me, I think from the beginning, that's where communication, like you said earlier, and that's why courting is important as well.
And courting is important.
Because in the beginning, right there, courting pretty much, you know, you're doing
Eliminates
you're at that point where you're beginning to learn that person, and if you do it well, you will find out that this person believed this, you believe this, and when it comes down to me and God, like you strongly believe in God,
Yes,
I strongly believe in God too. Unequally yoked is not a good thing, right? So if you are, say for instance, you know, a Jew, and I'm a
Christian.
Protestant, Christian, or Catholic, or whoever, you know, and we're gonna come together, that's automatically right there is you're unequally yoking
Dysfunctional.
yourself
Okay, I see
right
what
there.
you're saying.
So the
Okay.
dysfunctionality already starts
already started.
because you raised with a certain set of beliefs, while I
a
was
good
raised
point.
with a certain set of beliefs.
That's a good point.
Now, if that relationship work, it takes some serious compromising, right? Somebody gonna have to give. Something gonna have to give, because if I'm strong on my word and you're strong on your word, how that's gonna work? So, with that being said, communication again, and I wouldn't move to date a woman that is of another religion or something like
Really? Wait, based on what?
that. Just based on my own faith.
So, if you meet a girl that is have all the qualities that you want, every single thing that you're looking for in a woman, every single, especially like as I'm sorry, you tell me your name again.
Casey.
As what Casey states, she have that, that other person, but let's say she comes from a different, religion. You're not gonna talk to her because of the difference of it.
Case by case situation. Can't really say never.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
you
Never
go.
say never.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
But as it
So, like,
stands,
so where-
but as it stands right now,
your preference,
my preference would be
somebody that's equally yoked and cultured.
equally yoke.
Okay. What about you, Linda?
This is my thing. Me personally, I'm fully open. However,
We mean fully open to date any race, any culture.
yeah. However, him bring up about communication earlier. A lot of the times in the early part, people may communicate things just because they want to make this thing work. But
Oh.
inside, somewhere inside, maybe in their subconscious, they are, it's like this is not really a real, This is just me.
What's the pretending in the first
So to
first part of the
speak,
relationship?
so to
We
speak.
call it fulfilling a fantasy, man.
So to speak, exactly.
And
And then in the long run, so sometimes in the long run, this is what happened. An argument may come up over something totally different. And then that come out of their subconscious now.
Oh, because it's been sitting there cooking.
Yes. And then they're like, yo, you did this and you did that and whatever, and then all hell broke loose. So, when it comes to communication, it's all about being honest.
Being honest.
Being real with
So
yourself.
do you think men are honest in relationships? And I'm asking you to be honest now.
What we can't say.
He said, "I'm not gonna be the one, but-"
We can't say no. We just have to say sometimes.
Let me tell you something.
Sometimes it's
Okay, hold
Must
on,
have
hold
to
on, hold
grow
on.
up.
What you say, Casey? Sometimes you have to wear up.
Sometimes we gotta grow up.
You gotta grow up.
Yeah.
You said no.
In general instances, I'm not saying that everybody is the same. In general instances, there's the stature of
What?
one man learning himself and learning how to carry himself with confidence. That comes with time. It doesn't matter how you
So how the lies working at that?
learning that. Fake it till you make it type of gesture. Yeah, like Minaga, like I can't see the 22-year-old Travis with a day in South Florida and say a pretty girl and she say, yeah, this are the type of man we like. I'm gonna be like, yeah man, I mean that. Like, man,
Okay. So you become the
oh,
character.
you like
that person
artists?
wants?
Yeah man, I have 6 songs right now.
What? So men actually do that?
Well, you,
Mechanic. Barber, mechanic, whatever it takes.
Are you serious?
Safi, where's my
Whatever it
Jamaican man?
takes.
Me know there's anything. Safi, you know how much care I
Carpenter.
pull down, and then when we reach that engine halfway, me I say, John won't get.
So you told a person you can fix cars and you pull down a car and you not even know what you're doing?
No, me fix the car. I gotta do that. You see?
What? Have you done that, Keith? Have you fake it till you made it?
You know, say
That means yes.
growing up in Jamaica, you already know. So we grew up under a certain culture where the gallus culture, right? Where one man fi have all 50 girlfriend and them things.
Oh, that's one of my questions. Go ahead.
Right. So with that being said, you gotta say whatever you need to say.
So you say you're a pilot and you can fly you can fly a plane if a woman says that she likes pilot.
You'll find a way.
Find a virgin with a plane.
What?
Safi, hear me, man. 15
Yeah.
hours of YouTube and flight simulator.
What?
What you mean? I go buy the little $30 joystick, man, and sit down and say, watch, babe, I can't afford the real plane, but we are going to fly the flight simulator. Yeah, man, all I real pilot the
Soon
music,
get my
man.
license.
So I say, me go forget the license, see plane, man, we're going to fly.
So what is the case? You tell her you're about to get your pilot license?
Yes.
Oh, what could have caused this?
Anything possibly in our life, Safi. what you
Lindo,
mean?
have you faked it till you made it?
I have.
What did you tell? What did you say? The truth. You're a pilot too?
No. No. I'm afraid of heights, so I never really part of that thing. But like in the early days, them tell them I have a DJ good. Yeah man, me a big artist, me link with Bounty Killer. Them time them never made Killer yet.
So you guys actually go through the stuff in real life? Huh?
Yeah, we
But
do,
Safi,
of
you have to
course.
understand, it's like, I tell people, say, especially when growing up, I don't know if it was a thing with me noticed, but them coach you from television. Our
What do you mean? What do you
teachers,
mean by that?
everybody.
Oh.
So a woman and a man will sit down and watch the same show, but there's 2 different emotions that's expressed at the end
Yeah,
of
got
that.
me cry.
And a man go look on that and say, how me no make her cry.
Oh.
You see where I come from?
Okay.
So most men, especially in the Caribbean culture, again, me not have an uncle who don't fix roof, plant flowers. Him do everything. And we all have that one person you can call him any island person and say, hey, you know if you fix this? No man, I have a virgin man. I'll call him real quick. And you think the friend are gonna show up and you see him show up with the tools and I say, where you say, yeah man, me see big fan man, where you say me for do? Like off a breaker? Yeah man. And they will.
Oh, wow.
And that's what I'm saying. It's one of those things of, it's always been the culture of, we will try to figure it out. So,
Is it a, sorry, go ahead if you want to finish.
well, I was just going to land the plane and so basically say with that is,
Land the
no.
plane, say
Well, it was just one of those things to say, like, with us, like, it's sometimes in our minds, it doesn't seem like it might sound like one of those things to get over. Because most women will have that guard up, like.
I know I will.
Yeah.
As men, I know I'm going to tap into what Lindo said. because that's one of the things that I hear all the time for women. I have a women's group of 20 women, and I hear all the time that Jamaican men are the biggest cheaters. I have a problem with that as a woman. And I know I'm going to say every man cheat and some woman cheat. And so what you mentioned earlier, Lindo, is it a misconception that every Jamaican man cheat? True.
Yes, it's a
misconception? Explain.
I'm going to tell you this based off of me personally.
You're so emotional about this. Right? So his voice got
I sit up
let
and
me
see
sit
it,
straight.
yeah.
Because I want
I
you.
need
I think
Watch out. Let me pass it down for all the men.
Is it right? Is it a misconception?
All the men.
All right, let me tell you something. With me personally, if I'm in a serious relationship, I don't cheat.
If you're happy. Oh, thank
If I'm even if I'm not happy, as long as I'm in that serious relationship, I'm not cheating. This is the thing with me now. Us as men, let me speak for men in general. Us as men, we are always growing and we are always learning. It's in my marriage I learned about emotional cheating.
What is emotional cheating, Lindo?
Because it's like a man in a relationship with a woman and he flirted with other females. I was doing that in my marriage.
So you didn't know that was emotional cheating?
I wasn't thinking, I didn't see it like that. So I had to go through that little hell when I did that.
Oh, to understand
And
that.
I learned and I stopped because again, I was in a happy place and I compromised because I want my marriage to work.
I think that's wonderful.
Yeah. But as I was saying before, though, if I'm not in a serious relationship, if I'm just talking to somebody and we understand that, yo, this is nothing serious, yeah, I'm going to play the field.
Then you're going to play the field.
Yeah.
What do you think? Is it a misconception that Jamaican men cheat?
In my mind, yes.
Look at her cheap face.
Yeah.
Too well want to know.
Yes.
Paula, you ain't seen
Yes.
this shit?
Because-
She's like, you better tell me. You better tell me.
Because it's so generalized, right? Jamaican men cheat. You can't really just say Jamaican men
So stereotyped.
cheat. Yeah, it's a stereotypical type of thing. But as
Culture-wise.
yeah, and
a
it's
culture,
culture-wise
like
too.
But not to
Yeah.
keep, I'm going to let him finish. But as a woman, have you heard that many times?
Heard that a lot of times, but it's interesting how you
As
were
a
talking
woman,
about the
of
gallus
course.
thing earlier.
As a
But
woman.
now, you know,
No,
it's
but
a
that's
different
true.
thing.
Yeah.
As a
but-
woman, even
but-
Caribbean women, they'll
Yes.
tell you
Yes.
can be from Trinidad, Guyana,
Yeah.
wherever, but they'll tell you, oh, Jamaican men, like,
Yeah, why
you know,
do you single them
toxic.
out? So every
They're
man,
all-
every man.
And know that too.
And when I say every
Them
man,
afraid I don't know.
I just feel like, yes, you guys are very stereotyped. So go ahead and finish what you were saying, Keith, about.
Yeah. So yeah, like you mentioned, the gallus culture. Like we grew up under that. We don't know no better. That's why we grew up on here all along, right?
So is it a must
But-
because you grew up hearing that Jamaican man to be a gallus? That so is it like something that is inherited that
And
you
on-
guys take it on?
On
Well, I
top of
think-
that too, it's the home, right?
It's the home that you.
It's the home. It's the home that you were brought up into as well, right? But when you say every Jamaican man cheat, which I've gotten that a lot of times.
Okay.
Meet girl already and she said, boy, I haven't know talk to you never can. You understand? And I feel like it's more based on the commitment. You understand?
Like what Linda said. Okay.
So if me meet a girl, like again, it go back to communication and courting and all that stuff, right? Because if I'm courting with her, I
And Mr.
realize.
Fletcher, can I say I love that you use that word courting because men don't use that word.
They don't
I
even know
love that
what
you
it
use
is.
that word. That's so important that you use that word. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So if I realize during that communication process, say you just want to have fun, then we just gonna have fun. I'm not gonna commit to you because you just want to have fun.
She realized she just
So
wants
you
to
are
have
gonna go out and have fun too. So I know say, all right, now pull out the boots, right?
So that's
And
a cheating, so you can cheat. Because that's
she
not,
just
that's
want to
not-
have fun.
Okay. So you based it off what the woman's reaction is,
What she wants.
what she wants. Okay.
That's one of the most important questions. What do you want?
Okay. So do you ask that to a woman when you
Yeah,
date them?
yeah.
When you're courting, you ask, what do you want?
What you want from me?
Okay. Okay. All right. So, Casey, do you think it's a stereotypical that we say every man cheat?
Every
As
man
a
or every
woman?
Jamaican
Jamaican man, but I'm just gonna overall right now.
Yeah, because every man cheat. One point of their life.
So you say every man because why? I'm glad you said that.
One point of their life.
Every man cheat at one point in life
Yeah.
because I have an older cousin. Right, was the biggest gallus me ever know. Biggest gallus from when I was a child growing up, and he said to me, every man cheat at
Yeah.
one point in their life they have. do not let any man fool you. Every man cheat. You guys believe that as men?
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
then
See,
why
you
when
cheat
we
me from
ask, when
earlier
they
from
say
we
if
over
all
said no,
Jamaican
no,
men.
that's a yeah.
So let me ask you something.
Boy, Paula
So
got
let me
question.
ask you something. It's funny that you said that, and I was waiting for that to come, because so why when she asked if all Jamaican men cheat, you took offense to that? If all men cheat during their
Because you forgot, you
lifetime.
ain't mentioned the Asians. You ain't
No,
mentioned.
but we're just
They
talking.
cheat
No, but this is-
Yeah, but we're just talking
Russians
about.
cheat. Oh, everybody
Jill, you
cheat.
cheat, Jill said no.
Watch it.
He said,
Don't
look,
point us
said,
out.
Jill
That's
said,
like saying the blacks cheat. Don't say the blacks cheat.
We're
All
not.
men cheat.
So when we no, but I'm just using that because if sometimes you shouldn't have to be like not all, or I'm making a general statement. So I'm assuming that I'm not saying all men.
Correct.
I'm just
Okay.
saying
Correct.
men in general. But when we're asking about a certain island, Jamaican men, yeah, it's a fair question. Do you think all Jamaican men cheat? And if all men, or if as a man you know that in one time in any of your relationships you've cheated, why say no,
that got
men don't
offensive.
why do you get
No,
offended?
but it sounds as if.
But
we
that's you're getting a
always
but
targeted.
yeah.
This is what I'm saying. It's
the guilt.
It's the one thing I'm saying. Jamaican men cheat, but is it that we're actively cheating? That's the thing.
What?
that-
Exactly.
that's-
No, but
that's
there's
what
a
I'm saying.
difference.
That's
There's a
another
difference
question.
because they think that. Well, sorry to speak for men.
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry, but just because when we're with our girlfriends, we have these conversations too.
Yeah.
So when we're with our girlfriends, we feel like you guys think that because I'm not doing it right now, I've never done it before.
That's true. That's what Casey said.
And it's not that you guys say that.
one
It's
point.
just the position that
Position.
you guys take. Like, I'm so offended.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
a cheater. I'm
We
not
don't react
this.
to it.
When the relationship before this one,
You did.
you broke up because you were a cheater.
Yeah,
Like,
yes.
I just think that when men stop taking so much offense
to it. It's true.
to being called, if a woman says, "Do you cheat? Have you cheated?" Yeah,
I
I've
have
cheated,
in the
but
past.
because you don't realize the power in that. Because a woman, there's something about a man taking accountability and learning from his mistakes. If you can't accept it and say, well, yes, I've cheated, then you're going to do it
You're
again.
gonna do it again, and that's why I like Casey's answer. He said every man at some point did.
But can we go
He
back?
did.
Can we touch something that you said earlier? Yeah, I'm really curious because you opened the door to something.
Oh, yeah.
So in the courting phase, if she just wants to have a good time, so you've never taken a stance to say, no, what I really want is a serious relationship. So if you just want to have fun, I'm going to have to step back from that. No, you just jump in.
No,
If
this-
you want to have
it
fun, so
don't-
you
it
just
don't-
have fun and,
Be honest.
It also depends on what. All right, so okay.
But what you want.
Let me take it back a little further too. Let me take it back a little further
Go ahead.
because you
She's
said
like
you made a great point, right?
Paula?
And I agree with you.
With Casey, okay.
All right. So we grew up like as men, right? We have this inert thing in us, especially when you're in the Caribbean, right? That woman, right?
Oh, you
Woman.
be honest, yeah.
That's it. Remember,
That's the family I grew up
100%
into with men.
woman.
Yeah.
That's why we'll tell them say we're a pilot and we'll tell them whatever.
Yeah.
But there is a grow up stage where you get to. Someone just not reach there. Someone reach there when they're 50, 60. Some reach there when they're 30. Some reach there, before.
So do you think,
There's a
Keith, do you think that, okay, for instance, my husband and I have been in a longevity relationship. And I remember we were very popular in the dance hall back in the them time there when me and Shines was together every day. Trav, you know what I'm talking about. And one of the things that I realized that my husband dealt with was people would say, then I want woman him up, I want woman him up, I want woman him up. And they would basically look at things for Shines and I, like try to, stir up things. Like, no man, SAFIYA, I have another man. Shines, I do a... No, that never did. But one of the things I know he dealt with, because one time I saw my husband put on Facebook, I didn't see it, somebody called me and told me. And he said, anyway, will not invite me, and my wife can't come, don't invite me. And that's when I realized how serious it was, because, so do men, my question is, and a woman, ladies, excuse me, I'm going to have you answer that too. Men, do you think because a man, I want to call it another Jamaican word, one burner, do you think because a man decides to settle down with one woman and is truly happy and he's not being a gallus, honestly pretending for one, is a one burner?
No man, that a wife is stage, man.
No.
And this is where
Grown
I said
man.
it
That's the
earlier.
commitment that
He's
we
a
make.
what? He's a what?
It's the wifey state, and this is where you see me at the wifey state, and this is what I
What's
said.
Lindo? Is it?
Because, and this is where I say inside of the culture, because let's be real, especially in the Jamaican culture, we cannot pretend like we don't know why there is a gallus phase, because we know there was a hidden agenda to push a certain set of thing on our.
That's what Kichi said. You
You get what I'm saying? So and then not only that, it's one of the things that when you meet at older Jamaican men, we have to accept it. The fact that you've been through so many different relationships, it make you think from so many different angles. You have so many different perspectives to view things from now, where even your words can hurt somebody, the way how you say it. You get where I come from? So I grew up on the countryside, so that is something with me here. Like between your 20s to your 30s are your gallus phase that. Nobody look for settle down with nobody. You have to go through the heartbreak.
Yes, and I felt that he
through.
went through that stage. And for me, as a woman, and I speak for a woman, do you think it's a punk thing? Like you meet the right man and you decide to settle down with the right man? You think it's you have something to say, Keith?
No, man. That's for the woman.
You have for the ladies, like Paula, for instance. Like for me, I'm always a girl of relationships. When I say relationship, I like long relationships. I like stability. I don't do the jump. I'm not that person. Never been since I was little. I started dating at 17. I was not a girl that jump. Not that I'm better than a person that jumps. That's not what I'm saying. The way I grew up with my mother, my like I said, my upbringing with woman. She's a wife. She's a girl with a ring on her finger.
Yeah.
Yes, means
You were raised that way.
No, but seriously, I was raised that way, that women don't jump from bed to bed. My mother said, you save that for your bedroom. Like, you know, how people dress naked and stuff like that. My mother raised me and my four sisters, that you save that for your bedroom. So I was raised, when you date, your court, as what Chief said, your court and get married and happily ever after. You know what I mean? I do not believe in faking a relationship. Though when I say that, if you're not happy, I'm not happy, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
That's me. But do you guys, ladies, excuse me, as women, and then I'll let the guys answer, do you believe that something is wrong with that? Because you stay with one man, that you use up one burner?
No, absolutely not.
You believe you have to date the world before you find the right man?
Absolutely not.
What about you?
It's important. I've done long-term relationships, so the jumping thing is just not for me, which is why I'm just so tuned into what he's saying about, you know, yes, I can't let go off it, you know.
Chief, I think you need a class. Chief, I think you need a class.
You know, it's like, so what about you? What you want?
So exactly. So that's what I was going to get to.
Get with your cup, like us.
Catch a cup. That's what I was going to get to.
Yes, ma'am. Some good questions.
Because like he said, you go through a gallus phase. It's just that thing. You go through a phase where you go through a lot of women. It might sound weird still.
No, it's not. You're being honest.
You go through a phase where you go through a lot of women. But at the same time, like I said, some men, right, reach a grow up stage. Right?
When you stop being a gallus.
Where you kind of, yes,
What
it kind of burn out after a certain while. It kind of burn out
Burn out
after.
in what way? Sexually or burn out mentally?
Spiritually.
Both for me.
Everything?
Both for me.
Everything?
Because you realize that you have 5 women.
Jesus
Right?
Christ.
Still asleep on
That's
your
so
own door.
tiring.
And you're still exactly right, brother. You got my point?
I'm finding what I still asleep on your own.
And you have 5 women.
I'm still sleeping alone?
And you have 5 women.
Yeah, wake up to 10 different text message. Good
And-
morning,
and then-
handsome.
and then when
you
you-
sleep on your own, brother.
And then when the whole of them now start to get miserable a little bit, you have 5 women. I get miserable for you one time.
Trouble 4 feet.
Right? And then no, and you know, and then you when something happen, right? And you need somebody to lean on. You have 5 women, you know, but maybe I just one of them.
Girl is lesson number 1. None of them no belong to you.
Exactly.
None of them no belong to you.
Maybe
In the
just
girl
one.
space, it's
Like
not,
I said.
they don't belong to you.
Maybe just one of them will probably care for you a little bit more than
One
Out
of
of
them.
5?
maybe.
It's a little level. You know, you're on a level.
So when you, as a man,
Because they think that women don't know what's going on. That's the reason they don't care about you.
No,
Because
even if
they
we
know what
communicate
you
it.
guys
Hold
are
on,
doing.
hold on.
They
That's it.
know
That's the next
what
thing.
kind of relationship they're in. Because women don't
We know-
really, we know what's going.
we have
Well,
instinct.
I can't say all of them, but most women, they know what's going on. They're just gonna play the game with you.
Go ahead.
And
Go ahead.
Well,
You
I
know?
agree.
You're trying
We have
to go
instinct.
what she said. Go ahead.
Because you say the next thing too, we might have 5 women, but one of them
Excuse me.
have way.
Yeah, and she know.
When you say of your way, what are we speaking of?
Certain conversations.
Your brain.
It's like she the one who get you in with emotions.
Do men really fall in love?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do men really fall in love?
Yes.
Every single time.
Yes.
Fall in love with what?
Every
I,
single
'cause I don't
What
believe that in Jamaican men.
aspect of the
Everything.
person?
Look at Gio like looking at me like Safiya. No, I really, honestly. Okay, all right. Let me speak from my place of experience for me. I think I want it. Okay, cultural. Man cannot cry for me. What I mean, let me say that properly. I grew up. My father is very militant. I grew up with militancy. Like man strong, man this, that. If you see a man cry, it was a form of weakness. Growing up, I said not now. So when I grew up, I only dated men like that. And I remember the first man I saw cry, I was like, oh no, I'm weak, he's a punk. I don't want this. When I was much younger, so I run left for that relationship because I don't want you to cry so much. And then as I got older, emotions were very important to me. And I don't mind if a man cry, like you have a conversation and you cry. But if every day I say I'm gonna leave you, no, never a problem. That's one, it's a turn off to me. It's a turn off. And I'm not making fun of men that cry. Please, guys, do not inbox me or text me, Safiya, I'm crying. Because I know my guys that follow me. Please, that's not what I'm saying. Go ahead, Lindo, save me right now.
Alright, let me tell you something. Me a bad man, but me's a crier. No.
How does that work?
Listen to me.
Serious. You see point with the gun finger there.
Listen
right?
to
It's a serious
No, I want you to
thing.
explain. So when you
Boy,
say
a
you're
gun
crying, how does that work?
Alright, listen to me. It's once I get in my feelings,
Yeah, man. Everything.
and I
very-
say you.
I can't deal with it right now. So bad man cry?
Of course.
But see, bad man. Oh, I'm not even trying to be funny right
Let
now.
me tell you something now, stuff. My marriage,
Mhm.
in my marriage,
Mhm.
I purposely
Mhm.
left myself vulnerable.
Mhm.
And that was me at my weakest point.
Mhm. So you think being vulnerable in a relationship is weak
Yes.
for men?
Yes. I'm going to tell you why. And this is based off experience.
I'm not judging. I want to know. Oh, my slippers.
When I be vulnerable, when I was vulnerable,
Mhm.
you know what? My vulnerability
Mhm.
is what gets used against me.
I was just gonna say that to you because my husband said that to me one time. My husband said to me, "Why men are not vulnerable is because women tend to take advantage of that." And I said, "Please correct that. Some women."
Let me give you an next example. Kiki Palmer.
Mhm. I saw it.
When Usher serenaded her
Mhm.
and her husband go make the post,
Mhm.
every woman I bash him and rare.
Mhm.
But yet still, every woman want a man for be emotionally open to them and express them feelings and all these stuff.
I'm gonna counteract you with that. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I had a catch-22 with that, and I use the catch-22 meaning that I have two sides of my opinions of it. Kiki Palmer, if you realize what she said before she left the house, he saw what she was wearing. I don't think his problem was. Of course, you got to understand there is a little bit more deeper than it is. Kiki Palmer used to date Usher, so I think for me more is. If she went to Usher concert and he was doing that, I don't think he'd had a problem with it. But this is his ex-woman.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
I
And
understand.
because when she left the house, her boyfriend, excuse me, because they're not married, her boyfriend knew what she was wearing. Her baby daddy knew what she was wearing, and then to see something like that, I don't know any man that wouldn't feel that way. She's a beautiful woman. Kiki, this baby gave you life, girl. Because I'm about to tag you in this. This baby gave her life. This baby gave her womanhood. So Usher. Go way back when. Usher's a happily married man now. She is in a relationship. But we do have to understand as human beings, as flesh, when your ex-man look on you the way Usher did I look on her, if I was him, I'd do that too. I do not agree with what he did. Because if you notice what she did, and she handled it with grace. She said, if y'all think my boyfriend did not see when I left the house, y'all got something coming to y'all. What he did was got pulled out by emotions because of the ex. And he went on a rave on Twitter, which he should not have done. You should have waited till the girl come home and address that.
That's what emotions do.
Yeah, but that's what emotions do. So I hear what you're saying about being vulnerable. But vulnerability can also put y'all in a mess and lose a good relationship. I do not like, and I'm working on that, I promise you. 10 years married, and I'm married to a militant man. And I'm appreciative of that because I keep my relationship going because I don't have a crier. I don't want a crier. I remember going to a wedding and there was a guy there. I don't want to call names, and he was standing at the aisle, and the bride was coming down. And when I said the man cry, when he first dropped the tear, I said, "Oh my God, this is so beautiful. I love this." And when I saw, and the man was bawling, I said, "Then what could have caused this?" Nose not and everything. I'm not trying to make fun. I'm not trying to make fun. I promise you. And I thought maybe it was his mindset, as what Travis said, where I was at that time. I thought, why is he doing this? Like,
That
I
is
would
the
be so
insinuation
I would be
process,
so
yeah.
embarrassed that the nose is running. Like, why is that? This is my day. You're ruining my Cinderella moment. But as I'm older now, that I'm thinking of it, you don't know what they went through or what took him to get to this place, why he feels the way he feels. So now I watch it and I'm crying with them. But when I first saw that 10 years ago, I said, no, this is one punk.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. So I think it was Casey that said earlier, or Travis. The older we get, our mindsets, our things change. My question is now, and let's be real: how important is sex in a relationship?
Very.
110.
Jesus, you couldn't wait for answer.
No.
110.
It's important?
Of course.
110?
That's probably right there next to
Underneath
communication.
It's as important as
Not
communication.
under it, like right there
No
next
man,
to
them
it.
neck and neck, man. Side by side.
Right next to
It's
it.
for men.
Exactly.
men.
For men, it's right beside. It's up at the top.
So communication and sex is
Because you have to also understand, you see, with a man with him vulnerability, with us looking at a woman, it's just, you guys look at sex the same way.
no, we don't.
no, we don't.
No, we don't.
But that's what I'm saying. You guys actually reserve that moment. It's not everybody you guys will sleep with. The
No.
same way. You get
My
what I'm-
nana not sleep with everybody.
Exactly. The same way a guy is not going to give his
I want to sleep with
vulnerability.
everybody.
Yes, you
No, no, no. Yes,
Vulnerability.
the vulnerability.
No. Get your finger from my friend, my brother. Get your finger from my.
The face.
But no, that's what I'm saying.
The gallus
But that's
fears.
the
I thought
gal-
he was being honest though.
Not during the gallus
No,
Okay,
like-
Travis, you said 110. Sex is important 110. Casey,
It's 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah.
Paula,
Yeah, very important.
50-50. Give me a number.
Hey,
Come
What's
on,
your
Paula.
name? What's
You
the
finish.
number?
What's your number?
No, nobody do that.
No, let it go.
So
Let it
you
go.
want to give her an answer based on her answer?
No.
What do you mean, a
I wanna add to
percentage?
my
or
answer.
how
How
much?
important is sex? He said 50-50. How important is sex in a relationship?
Oh, like 80?
80% of the 100?
Yeah.
You.
I mean, for men and women, it's different.
No, your percentage.
My percentage is 50-50.
50-50?
Yeah, somewhere in that region.
Keith.
200%.
I'm not even trying to. Hey, undap it. Undap it right now. Okay? Undap it. Lindo. The truth. Out of 100%.
Man, achieve them on the same.
200%?
Yeah, man.
No. Undap it. You said 50. You said
That is it.
80%?
Yes, man.
50.
50% of sex is important? Why is that for you?
Because when you get older, certain things not work
Oh, no.
the way it's supposed to work.
Okay.
So,
No, you know what's so
so what
funny?
that
You said
means,
that?
you supposed to done?
No,
You
man,
supposed to done
yeah,
when
yeah.
you're older?
No, but let me say that. I had a conversation.
Yes, he
Yeah, they young, so
Yeah,
yeah,
no, it's a
100%.
different. It's a mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a conversation the other day with a couple that was married for 20 years, and she said the same thing to me. She said, when you're in your 20s, it's 200%. When you're in your 40s, it's 80%. When you reach your 50s, she said,
They go
Safiya,
down,
it's
yeah.
20%. And I was like, oh no, that's crazy. Because growing up, this is what I learned. My mom said to me, the older you get, sex is more important to you. Because for me, I think I grew back way. You see, for me, in my 20s, I don't even want me to care.
Benjamin Button.
I'm not say Benjamin Button, but that's something not important to me.
Okay.
So for me, when I got older, in my 30s and stuff, man, I said, wait, it is an important structure. So my percentage right now, where I'm at in my life, I'm not gonna say. I would say 80%. I would say 80% is important to me.
Well,
That's
that makes
based
sense.
on, because you have to understand, like what Casey said. You see, the older you get, a lot of things start to fail. When I
But
say fail, I mean like your
my
breast not turn up.
But I understand that. But you see, for me, in my remember again, you
Changes
have-
happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
remember that now I understand the difference and the thin lines and why us are being so many different people. Because for me, it's sapiosexual. So your sexuality
What the
goes.
hell is
Yes.
that?
Yeah, it.
No, I'm not trying to be funny.
A sapiosexual is somebody who is
They like-
attracted to somebody
With intellect, yeah.
With intellect.
Yeah.
So their intellect is what attracts you, is what turns you on, it's what makes you that.
Yeah, it's the way how you think.
Yeah.
So sapiosexual is somebody that's I'm sorry, am I mic'd? Yeah, you know I do. Yeah, raw version. I'll talk. So sapiosexual is somebody that's attracted to your mind, like what you said.
For person who's attracted to a person's mind. you know, you kind
So, me sapiosexual.
But that's what I say. It unlock in a
Me
stages.
put him out
So
recognize me sapiosexual.
that's what I say.
Serious, Paula.
Yeah.
I've learned all these new heterosexual no, not heterosexual. All this it's too much. It's cat.
It's been a
Cannot keep
thing a
up with
long
it.
time, you
Sapiosexual,
know. They just put a
pansexual.
name to
Really?
it.
What's
you know.
pansexual?
And you remember
We
the
don't know all of that. The
A
only thing we
wide
need to
scope.
know is heterosexual.
a wide scope.
Because them are add to it all right, you know.
Yeah, man.
This very minute.
Do you guys believe in happily married ever after? Do you believe you can find one partner that you can be happily married to?
Of
and
course.
do not look at another person that way?
With
Yeah,
hard
You
work.
dream
yes.
for that, man.
Yeah, man.
You believe that, Casey?
Yeah.
You believe that, Paula?
Yes, I do.
Travis?
100%. Yeah, man.
Linda?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Not just yeah, man. With hard work, it is possible. It don't just happen.
Yeah.
so.
I don't.
Yeah, but
honestly,
you see
I'm
the
gonna
part
say-
there,
You see the hard work
No,
part?
I'm
you
gonna
see,
be-
that's how
That's how no,
jumpy
we never
we say.
communicate from the beginning.
No man, but you see when
What
them
do
say
you
the
mean
part
hard
there,
work?
the part there, we go say, yeah man, then me not go put in the hard work, man. What you mean?
No, I'm gonna disagree with that. I'm gonna disagree with that. I think there's a difference between being married and happily married, and I can honestly say, no, YouTube or because you guys are here, because I'm a very transparent person. I am happily married. I believe that it's important to be happily married, meaning that you see when I work, I die to go home to my husband. I want to go home. It's like a kid in a candy store for me. I love our relationship. Most important to me is our friendship. That I'm a friend, that I'm a party, that I'm a done. That is so important for me. So a man can come in through this door and accept if I burn a boy, but Shines already know that. Burn a boy come it all done. Anyway, guys, sorry. Burn a comment. So seriously though, on a serious note, I don't care what man comes around me and could have full of money and could have full of I don't care whatever it is that would trigger Safiya's mind. He cannot step into my husband's shoes because my husband fulfills every department for me as a woman. I don't. So you see, when I don't lack something, can't get me cheat.
Can I ask you a question, Saf?
Please do.
You speaks a while ago say your husband fulfill every department for you. What if, especially because I'm sure you guys were at that stage at one point where every department wasn't being
Of course.
fulfilled. During that stage, did you believe that he will eventually fill that stage, fulfill those?
Yes, based on his actions. Because what happens is, and exactly what you said, you gotta understand, Shines and I have been together over 16 years, 10 years married, and we just got married again. Is that the ring? Paula, am I sweet?
Yeah, man.
No, but seriously, we definitely lacked in a lot of different departments, and you have to understand as well that my husband is younger than me.
Yeah.
So we lacked in many departments. But one of the things that I knew that he would fulfill why I didn't leave that relationship is that when I opened my mouth to speak what was wrong, I saw the actions of him trying to correct that. So you see, because I saw the actions of him trying to correct that, and it's not a oh I'm a pleaser kind of thing. That's not what it is. It was both ways. My prior relationship before my husband is I had to be the man and the woman in the relationship, meaning that financially, physically, all of that.
Yeah.
And when my husband came in, I'm not used to somebody taking care of me. So I was still fighting him without knowing for his position as a man, without knowing. And one day my husband said to me, so we just want to ask you, I walk away the pants, I marry you. And I felt offended because I thought to myself that, what am I doing wrong? This is what I do.
Saf, I can't tell you this, yo. This is that. It touched a part of me, you know, because in my marriage, that was kind of the situation. You know, me just come for in 2.5 years now. My marriage get effed in the first year me there, you know.
Based on what?
Like halfway in the first year, you know, because my wife at the time never believed that I would be able to fulfill certain things in the relationship.
And her opinion of that could be based on what you were giving off. You get what I'm trying to say?
And I'm going to address that because you mentioned that as well. Sometimes what you see is not what's really happening.
Correct.
And that's where communication comes back in again.
But you also mentioned earlier that you weren't a communicator.
Hold on, I weren't, and I said over time I became one.
You became one.
And in that marriage I did become the communicator and express certain things. However, there were certain things were the response to those certain things was like every year chat.
Okay, so let me. I can't speak on your marriage, and you want to say something, Casey?
No.
Okay, I don't want to speak on your marriage, but I can speak for Safiya. Over time, when a woman, for me, when a woman, if over time Keith and I are having a situation where I continue to say the same things to him. Let me just give a hypothetical, right? If I continue to say to Chief, I'm really unhappy that you go out, I don't know, 2 or 3, 2-3 nights when I'm expecting for you to come home so we can spend time together.
Yeah.
And I'm telling him with my emotions, I want you to come home. You can, I say you can't go to your friend them, but yes, so.
Spend time.
And he continues to go for Safiya. That tell me, say, I'm gonna see same change, and at least give me 1 week and say, all right, Safi, overnight. It's Tuesday night or overnight. You continue to do that. After a while, a woman throws in a towel and realizes that you're not understanding what my needs are, and I'm willing to work with you. I'm not telling you I can't go to the friend them, but I need you too. So for Safiya, I throw in a towel after I see that, no, this I go on a long time now, this man really is not getting what I'm trying to say. So what I'm saying, I'm not saying you didn't change right away or whatever your situation may be, but for women, Safiya, let me speak for myself because I know a woman that was still on for 15 years with the same thing. I have, like what Nadine said, life is short. Me knows that means a good catch. And I'm not over here tooting my horn. Me know what I bring to a table. So if and when I say to you, Lindo, this is what my needs are, and you continue to do the same thing, maybe by the time you went to your wife, she's already threw in a towel because you took so long to wring the towel. Does that make sense?
It
Does that make sense?
It does.
I always.
But from personal experience, I'm going to rebut that now.
Go ahead and rebut it.
In life, there are all types of people.
So no time frame.
When it comes to women, in generally speaking, women are stubborn. Specifically, hold on.
Give me a drink.
Hold on.
There's the defensive. There's him on the defensive. See,
Yeah.
he's on the defensive because he
You
knows.
just stereotype us.
Because
You just stereotype us.
But we get stereotyped too.
Because you said that maybe her attitude is in response to something he did.
Correct.
So now he's on the defensive.
no,
Now women
she's
are
right.
stubborn.
So this is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Let's see where you're coming from.
Generally speaking, all women are stubborn. Specifically speaking,
You're supposed to be stubborn while you might. Don't prove the point. We can't get that.
Yo, I'm wrapping the show up. So I'm being attacked by men.
So
I'm wrapping it up.
So specifically speaking, that was the situation. The women, let me not say in this situation. Let me say women. A lot of women tend to live up here. A lot of women tend to think something and believe it. And when we us the men try to say, yo babes, this is not it, this is what it is, and try to like open their mind to what it really is. So, Sealer. They choose.
I'm done on this show right now. I'm done. They want Sealer. Like that's facts. That is not no facts. That was so Jamaican a while ago.
They choose to stay stuck in that stubborn part of them.
But do you know we stay stuck because, okay, I feel like this. I cannot speak for, of course, your marriage or your relationship. I can speak for Safiya. Over time, like you said, it took time for where Shines and I are. And a lot of people look up to our marriage and they night and day they tell us. And we're really happy. We're not faking a funk. But we're definitely not perfect creatures. Here's the thing that we understand. We have a militant husband. You see, when my husband put on his foot and say, this side, so I go. It's not a thing where a woman will say, oh, Sam run things. I don't care. But listen, you see, when I'm a communicator. And over time, just like you, he had to learn to be a communicator because he was not like that when I met him.
I can relate to
Yeah,
that.
he's not like that. He's very militant. I saw it go. And I used to be like, oh, that's how it goes? Okay, no problem. And that's how it go for me. So we had to learn to, it's not a tit for tat thing.
Yeah.
It's, okay, what are you saying, Safiya? And what am I saying? And we meet each other in there. But, could you ever understand, my husband grew up a water house where,
Big up your grung.
big up the grung bus gunshot and something. I grew up with maids. We have two different upbringing. So when you're bringing, I'm a Cinderella girl. And he's not carry the waiter come give you to the Cinderella to the glass kind of thing. You understand what I'm saying? So we both had to learn each other and learn how to communicate in a way where I understand his mindset and you understand mine. We are perfectly yoked now over the years of learning to bake that, if that makes sense. But with your situation, what you're saying is you feel like women are stubborn because we didn't kind of...
They made a choice.
Because we made a choice. No, it's not a choice.
Yes. No, listen to me. Let me tell you something. The key thing you mentioned a while ago is understanding. And I'm going to speak generally, not just a relationship, but to friendships.
Hold on. Do you think it's important to be a friend in your relationship?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You think so? Why?
Because
You're not supposed to go nowhere else.
Because what?
You're not supposed to go nowhere else.
What does that mean?
Because you want to take it.
I want Paula to take it. I'm doing it right now.
Absolutely. I do believe that any successful relationship starts with friendship first.
You believe that, Nadine?
Your friend have your back.
Exactly. You have to, and you have to know that person. I believe if you're a true friend, you know their family dynamic. That's another thing with courting. Nowadays nobody's getting to know each other. I meet you one day, next week that's my man. And we doing whatever.
Do you believe you can't have a healthy relationship and hang out with each other? Like for instance, Shines and I hang out together all the time. Y'all know that. I mean, Chief is a very like a brother to us. We don't know that. We hang out together, and you know that we can hang out together. And let's say Paula and Casey come, and Lindo, you've hung out with us.
Yeah.
And I don't care what he's doing over there with his guys. Me and Paula.
Yeah.
Like we hang out with other couples and single people, different things, and we can have our own fun and then have our fun together.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that's healthy?
Of course.
Yeah, man, it has
That's
to.
for me.
It's necessary.
It's
Absolutely.
Like,
Perfect
I don't wanna-
situation.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel cooped up.
What do you mean by that? You don't want your girlfriend everywhere with you, or you want
Yeah, I want to. Okay, we can go out.
But you use the
Right.
word cooped up, and I like that. Coop up for chicken and fowl. Like you lock up down.
Coop up mean, say for instance,
Sure.
you have a day under my arm, every woman go.
Look at Paula face.
You have a day under my arm, every woman go. Like say for instance, we go out and you like you say, mid over here, so part of my boys, right?
So you don't want her to.
And you over there, so you supposed to can give me a little room.
Oh, you
to
mean okay?
breathe.
So you're okay with going out together, but
Yeah.
she's not supposed to stay under you all the time.
Yeah, give me a little room.
Okay, well
Let
you're
me-
right.
let
I'm
me-
like
let me
that.
breathe
You
a
have to
little
know
bit.
to function in our space.
Yeah,
Naturally,
right.
isn't it?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if you're gonna choke me,
Yeah,
I'm
like
not
naturally,
happy.
man,
I'm
not
not
like
gonna
that,
run.
especially if you come from Jamaica.
If you try to choke me, I'm gonna run. I'm not gonna happy. I might just.
But I feel like you're ready for that relationship yet.
Which one?
Like we're talking about right now. Like okay, I'm not gonna use Safia and Shines. I feel like you're not at that place yet, and that's okay. I'm not judging. Where like for instance, I listen with my mind when I talk to people. Like okay, so I'm gonna use Gio because Gio is Asian. He's my producer, my videographer. He's behind the camera right now. I'm not using him because he's become like family to me. Look at Gio, like why the hell is she bringing me in this?
Yeah, man, big up Gio.
Yeah, so no, like okay, so he has a fiance. He's getting married. Well, when I hear him speak about her, and I've never met her, it's such ain't nobody else exists in the world. This is so he won't mind if she sit right there with him recording and cooped up. That takes a healthy place to get. When I hear Casey speak about his marriage, yeah, that's what, and not because she's sitting here. Honest to God, I hear that. Him, Travis. I'm going to go around. I'm telling him how I feel. Travis. I feel like because of everything that you've experienced in your life, in marriage, being divorced now, you're at that healthy mindset too. Not that you're not at a healtty mindset, I feel like say you still go through your stages.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I tell them I feel. Your mind's strong enough. But if I'm wrong, ladies, you tell me too, because I feel like say you still have some more playing for the kief. I don't me feel.
No, can you agree with you now?
No, I am not agreeing with Nadine. I am not.
No. I kind of got that too, because it's the way he said when I'm around my friends. It's like, but it's like
But
maybe
that's what I
it's the
say.
friends that he don't want to bring the girl around. Maybe the
no,
friends
no,
have.
man.
No, because you see,
Two,
like
you know?
what you said
No
just
fight your
now.
own back, man.
Gio,
Look at
it's
him,
gonna be
man.
a whole
No fight
It's
your
like,
own
it's
back.
like what you said right now. When you find that special person, that's when you want to get
Oh,
to
yeah,
with
yeah.
you.
Yeah, but see, them are going to ask you that question. I'm telling you, go
Travis, stop picking up for him.
But it's gonna be
I'm
through
gonna cut the show to y'all.
it's gonna be through the communication and everything that we've said first. Everything that we said first, that's how you gonna know that that person is that person, right? Do you no man? do you guys connect? Is there a connection? When there's a connection, it's a different type of thing, you know. So when there's a connection, that means there's a real strong connection.
Anybody on this platform ever been really in love?
Yeah. Yeah.
When I say really in love, what you call in love?
Like,
Can't do without that person there.
yeah, me give everything. That's what I said. For
I'm
me,
not talking about. I'm not talking about.
no, man, but you see that the thing.
Financially.
Yeah.
No, it's not even financially for me. You see, for me, me alone rap bat, man. Me tell everybody that,
What
man.
is that?
Me with Kubot, man. What you mean, man? Alone in a cave, man. All day. I mean that. But it's one of those things where, again, I will be with that one person. Like, me can
All
carry
day?
that person, yeah,
All
on my arm
Casey?
all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Paula?
it's also one of those things where
Welcome to
there's also
our
that.
life.
I'm sorry.
That's my life too.
Yeah.
I also have that trust for that person that you can go travel across the world,
Exactly.
and I have
Oh,
that
that's what you meant.
faith.
That's what I'm
You get what I'm saying? I have that faith and trust that you're
So
good.
if you're under my arm all the time and we don't have that connection, then that means that you.
I feel
that
insecurity.
cannot tell me say
Yeah,
you're
man, free to
insecure.
say.
You don't really trust me.
Oh, gotcha. What do you think, Linda? You can have that person outrun you 24/7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because from experience again, when me did, before I came to America and my wife come to Jamaica, every woman there, she did it.
Like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah.
I love that. I love
With
that
me bridging
relationship.
them. And then when everybody link up, sometimes she there one side I talk about my
Supposed to be
bridging
like
girl and I'm bridging them there, so
You hang out
I
with
do
your
a
husband?
thing.
We do, but
But you look like you're watchy.
not really. You know,
No, I'm not trying to be funny. You look
I like to give people space, and you know, you guys talk about having that person on your arm and all of that. John does his thing, I do my thing, and I'm okay with him going wherever and doing
So
his
you don't
thing.
go out with him?
We go out together, but what's important to me is that I'm okay with me. It's about
women
me
understand that.
first.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not, the first thing that comes to my mind is not about watching him or where he's going or what he's doing. Listen, it starts with me first. And if I'm okay with me, what you're doing is secondary. Okay, let's talk about that and let's handle that. But it's about me first.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not,
Gotcha.
and it's sad that can't
Galley
stop.
thing.
Go back to this galley stage. Women don't necessarily want you to wait
gotta wrap it up.
until you're in your 40s and your 50s and you think you're ready to settle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They say
but-
women
but-
mature
but
quicker
you can't-
than men,
alright,
but
so-
In general.
but
so let me address that.
but this
Gio, they need their own show.
You can't blame we.
No, but
You
that's what I'm
cannot
saying.
blame
You can't-
us.
you can't
What do you mean?
hold
What-
it
what-
down.
who are we to
down.
blame? You're
You-
responsible for yourself.
You
No, but
can't-
We
that
can't
is a
blame
journey.
you.
You get what I'm
It's
saying?
a journey.
It's just sad that it
That's-
takes men 40 years to mature.
No,
No,
you don't take all
and
men.
women
for it.
but this
mature
majority.
at
But no,
18,
Maybe
19.
majority, but not all men.
I am coming from the opposite of that. So me can say that's one of the things that actually didn't make my marriage work.
What?
I was the more of the person who was the structured. You get what I'm saying? The other
Gotcha,
person wanted to
More
be
mature one.
At a young
Exactly.
age, yeah.
You get where I'm coming from? So when I say it's about the communication, and then we have to realize that the generational gap between the last couple of years is very vast and wide.
Do
A
men
lot-
say I love you?
Yeah, we do. But
Yeah,
it takes
man.
a phase.
Doesn't it mean it?
Yeah.
It takes a
Me not
take
say
a
it-
it
me
take
not
a
say it, me
while.
mean it.
That's not true.
Anything come out of my mouth, I mean it.
So
It
when
take
you,
a
say, when you
while,
tell a
Safi.
woman that you love her, you really honestly mean it.
Yeah,
Safi.
straight up
No,
and
remember
down.
she-
Keith,
No.
your cough too tight.
No man, let me show you a
You know?
vibe. Safi, you see when,
Gio, he went.
so,
No,
you see
because
the
like I
morning
said-
before we said this, we practice it in a mirror a couple times in a bathroom and in a shower.
Casey, did y'all practice I love you?
But
Yeah, man, what do you mean?
But we have to be
Slip out.
honest with
Just
ourselves.
slip out at the right
I
time.
gotta be
Yeah, man,
honest.
but
Alright, Gio, let's talk.
I gotta be honest.
You don't want to use
Turn on
it.
sound, I can't
You
be
don't want to
honest,
just
right?
use
Let-
it.
let-
You just don't tell
You see,
everybody
alright
that.
then you have to know when that moment
Because
is right
they, I
because
think
it
they
won't
feel
be
like
believed.
as soon as they use it, you're just gonna
You're gonna
like,
use it
take
against
it.
you.
Yeah, you're just gonna be like,
Exactly.
oh, he loved me,
He
girl.
said-
I
you
could
said
do
you
this,
love
this,
me.
this. He
You
not
don't do
going
this.
Cause
You
me
anywhere.
not
said
blind
you love
enough.
me.
Me do that, you know. That me see that part then at the marriage, you know. The day when me say that, you know.
You say that. But
Our head just
So
Alright.
you
blew
say
up.
you think when you say I
The
love you,
head
it makes you
chick
weak
one.
in a
Alright.
relationship?
so me I go back to the grew up stage type of thing. Because
Gio, wrap up.
even
I'm not gonna do Nadine judging Keith. Nadine is like Nadine. Every time he goes to talk, Gio, she goes like this.
I choose not.
I tune now listen to me when I get to my point.
Let me let him get to his point. But
I
before,
tune now.
before I let my brother get to his point, because I'm gonna say my brother, because I've known this man over 11 years. So I want to tell you this straight up. I know I've known him over 11 years. Now, my mom would say, if you see me, I know me are two different things. I'm not in this bedroom, this is my brother. And I'm not just saying that on my SHOETIQUE talk. It's somebody I know like a brother, okay? So, he's actually a great man. Great man. Literally. Yeah, no. One of the best financial person that is smart for his age when it comes to money, and the biggest credit expert that you can meet. So I'll say that not because he's sitting here, because I don't do fake things, but it's okay for him to have different sexual conversations, Nadine. You don't have to give him. I mean, buddy, everybody else talk. Nadine is like, okay, whatever, keep talking.
But no, but that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna let him
finish, Travis. I don't want to cut you as he was talking. Go ahead.
So what I'm getting to is,
Gio, I swear I'm gonna wrap up soon, y'all.
As you go through life, you're always learning. You get what I'm saying? As you go through life, you're always learning, and you go through this stage of development. You understand? So it's like, for me, I wasn't even this type of person maybe 3-4 years ago.
He wasn't.
I wasn't. Me dance out in the street. I do all sort of, me a street boy.
Just say that. You're a gallus. Just say it.
Street boy.
Gallus.
Street boy,
right? Somebody, you think I don't know they gonna watch the show?
So as I joined the Navy and I'm out there in the seas, 9-month deployment, whatever, I'm start read. I'm start develop myself. I'm start turning into a different kind of person, right? What I'm getting to is, I'm at this stage right now where we come on to spirituality, and I learn a lot of things about spirituality, and when it come on to sex and spirituality and all these things, because it's deep. It's not just poking a hole, it's way deeper than that. Talking about soul ties, you're talking about a whole lot of different type of things.
And respectively, when you guys sleep with somebody, you sleep with every person that they've ever slept with.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe that.
You're sleeping with their depression, you're sleeping with their anxiety, you're sleeping with whatever spirit attached to them. Also, like, for instance, I'm going to example. Let me meet this girl. Let me meet this girl, right? Yeah, she want to hear the story.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Let me meet this girl, right? And things go on. And me and driver go down the street. Me get a punch at my tire flat. Get a flat tire. Fix my tire, right? Fix my tire and a driver go down. Get a ticket, right? I head back home, flat tire again.
So
you can't tell me
so
she
you're
not
saying
soft.
the girl's vagina was soft.
You can't tell me she not soft.
Come on, let's speak up. So you're saying because you slept with that girl, you got flat tires.
You can't tell me she not soft. That's the one thing in my life.
That's his ancestors telling him something.
All in one day. All in one day.
That's something telling
Me
him
experience my car ticket.
Watch
Safi
it,
car.
watch
Me
it,
not even go around the phone. See even Safi car reach. It's a real thing.
Yeah, and bring me them saltness.
So
It's serious to the 10 power.
Brother, no, I know me at the crosses.
This man said crosses to the temple. No, but seriously, we're joking about this stuff, but like what Chief said, Keef said, it is a spiritual thing. We think that just by, like you said, boots up, having sex, it's just, okay, we're having sex, the natural part of it is coming out of that. No. When you sleep with somebody, you're sleeping with them spiritually, physically, mentally. Everything comes into play. It's not just about that. And that's why sometimes when I hear men laugh about this stuff about being a gallus and stuff like that, you take on, and then you can't wonder why your life not get better. You sleep with your crosses.
But see, the thing is, even with that too, like, and I have to say this from my perspective, and that's why I have to say, like, there is a whole difference between the gender, not the gender, the whole timeline. Because what we did today in 2023.
I don't want to cut you, but can I say every man I sleep with flourish? And I don't.
But it's one of those things where
every man never sleep enough, man. Gio, cut that out. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But especially in today's generation, my grandmother used to say it, and it's in this day and age in 2023 where I understand where it means more. She said, "However you eat and prepare your food is however you will see life."
That is true. That is true.
So in a day and age where people microwave them food,
instantaneously,
I can't, like, you have to understand, like, similar to what Gio said, like, me start understand who I am. Keef. I understand what I can possess spiritually, mentally. You get me? I come from, when I go in a prayer with them things there and actually go down on my knees and ask God for change them things about me. The challenges we may have to go through and hold on upon certain humbleness for all that still. Like, I know every woman are go into that. I'm not gonna lie, me a flirt. Yeah, man, you can DM me. Just don't feel like me not go over here look on the G them and say, yo, I want to that eat that. She don't feel like me know this already. You get where I come from? But it's also one of those things where, especially in, that's why we call it the gallus culture in Jamaica, is because we
actually call it that?
Yeah, because we have to understand that not every woman is a good woman in this world.
Say that again for me now.
You understand?
Say that again, please.
And it's not every woman is a good woman. And even though generally we may not uphold and admit that, we have to also protect the man them, because all the man them ever get was, you have to be a man, man up, you have to change. But the man them have to cut them losses and actually start over from so many different things. You understand? So I understand where Gio is coming from. Sorry. Call him Gio.
Why you keep calling Gio name? Gio name on this platform right now.
I don't know. I probably, you see me, I probably a sanction him youth. I probably a GM son of a I'm probably GM son of a name Gio. Yeah, man, I probably son of a name Gio. But it's one of those things where I always say, it's like, as you grow, you understand that. Because, especially in the girlish culture, it don't take long when you're there in the girlish game to find out you're lonely, you know. 2 weeks, man. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Last question, because I know I'm over my time with this, but this is such an interesting conversation. We got to do a part 2 to this. How important is it for body parts? And when I say, let me talk before y'all jump on me, guys. And Paula and Nadine, no, not defend me, because the man just y'all ain't defending me. So how important is it? Like, you know, we're in such a world right now where body parts are so magnified, nakedness all over social media, and of course I get it. You guys are men, so you see a woman showing her boobs, you know, all of the stuff that Instagram should be blocking on Facebook, they're showing it, and then you have. I'm going to use the word abnormal because I'm not saying they're abnormal, but of course things have been enhanced. You have a normal woman. How is that as far as temptation in today's world, that you have a normal wife like myself, right? And how important are body parts to you guys in a relationship as far as, go Travis, tell the truth.
For me, that's one of those things where we were speaking about it earlier, where I said, like, as far as the spiritual part and knowing who you are and how strong you stand.
You like Instagram bodies or not?
No.
Stop telling lie.
No, and that's what I say. Like, it has an appeal, but like, I'm not gonna lie.
So you look at it, it has an appeal.
It has an appeal because naturally, like, let's be real, it's an enhancement. They know the curves actually has an actual appeal to it.
But it's not important to you.
It's not, because then we take to do that, and that's why I said to have that background understanding of, okay, stand firm, and then know how to carry off the stand firm there is. That's why I always say I am a sapiosexual. Because you can say, okay, well, me not have the body the way she have, but I have the face, I have the little curly baby ear, then I go shave off the ear.
So you choose somebody's mind sexually over somebody's Instagram
exactly.
body?
So you could have this maga or this fat.
It's just the mind.
Oh, you rock it, babe.
Casey,
So I say,
Casey, in today's world of Instagram, and I use the word Instagram, because social media, let me stop using Instagram, my Instagram sue me.
The digital world.
The digital world of enhanced bodies. You know, your wife has a beautiful body. I'm just saying. So Paula has a natural body, and you know, you can't lie. It's all it's there. How is that sexually appealing to you?
Natural body?
Not.
Of course.
No.
The fake, the facade? No, zero.
No. Okay.
It's like when I was a kid, yeah, I like Hot Wheel toys, but now I'm grown ass man.
A real Mustang feels better than a
Hot
Wheel. But no, and in saying that, Casey, my husband said the same thing to me. Of course, SAFIYA, we're a man. We can see it's appealing to us, but we're not gonna do that after a while. You know, when it all inflates. You know, so I'm just for me, I think that men are sexually aroused by that stuff.
Wow, most of it's trash.
And then most of the times what I have views to is
y'all think we like it, but we don't. When they be half naked,
they like it? Do you think men
like that shit?
I think they used to like it. I think now they're tired of it.
Yeah, you think so?
To be honest with you,
I think women in
I think
competition
when
with
it
each other
first was
now.
like something big, they was like, "La, look, panda girl."
Yeah, because it was different. It's something new.
Mentally took a
But
challenge on us
now,
as natural
when
women.
especially living here, now when you go out and it's like everybody has it. You look, it kind of turns into a type.
Like a type, not true.
And then, you know, now that they know what that type is, I think now they're probably, a lot of men are
What do you
like,
think?
eh.
Men are still caught up with it. It wouldn't be as big on Instagram and all of that. Men are still caught up with it. Yeah, you say you just scroll through. You don't scroll so fast. You stop and you look at it.
But this is what I'm.
Hold on, John. I don't want to get, but I want
So
to hear
many
his
people
input.
that I know wouldn't be doing enhancements if it wasn't. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
well, that's
what I'm
and
saying.
the
No, you can't do that,
the pressure is there.
The pressure is
Back in the day, it was about the browning. Now it's not so much the browning, but the curves and
Okay.
Yeah, you
But
know what
that's
I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. And from a larger perspective, I will honestly say this: as far as the man being in the household or in the mind of a woman, in the 90s to the early 2000s, that was there. A woman can tell you what her man likes. In this day and age, most women don't know what a man or an average man in their community likes.
Does not tell your lie.
And it's not
Keith.
it's not the lie. This is what I'm saying. As far as what is known as common culture, or you realize where we have to turn the digital
So
aspect.
you have to me say a girl coming here right now with her body turn up, her butt,
And that's what I'm saying.
butt done, breast done.
But-
Hold on a bit. Hold on a trap. Sorry. Bottom down, breast stand up, belly flat like a willy penny, and stand right in front of you naked, right in front of the geo camera, and it's not going to be sexually appealing to you.
But that's what I'm saying. Yes, the nakedness is still sexually appealing, but we know it's not natural stuff. You get where I come from? We natural.
But only knowing that's not natural, it's not going to stop on it.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Me coming from even like the marketing background and understand the aspect of that, a lot of that is pushed by what they sit and watch. Look at what most of these women sit and go to them bed. Most of them women say they want a man in a soft, but a TV show them want a man to sit down, lay down next to them. Not talk to the man there.
True.
And Netflix have fixed the problem.
Hold on, I don't want to cut you because I want him to answer. Keith, tell me the truth. So,
You know,
Nadine, why you have to look at him like
You know,
that?
Mr. Honest. You should know, say honest truth that come out of me.
Seriously.
You
Everybody
know,
else
me,
talking, she's just like, okay. When
we
it's
have
his
to
turn,
know.
she turned her whole body into Keith neck like.
Hello.
So you know the honest truth that will come out of me, right? So for me, right, when it come on to enhanced body, it not catch me no more.
Really?
It used to, but it not catch me no more.
Why?
Feel one man.
Because for me, no, I mean,
What they say?
Until they feel it.
Until you feel it.
It's not,
Alright.
it's not, yeah.
Feel like you're both broke it.
me don't want to go too, me don't really want
Not
to
be judgmental.
me don't want to go in that too much. No, I'm going
Body's
that.
in there until you like it. Go ahead, baby.
So as for me,
Put my feet here, sorry.
me ask myself this question: why you have to do that? Is it because me go after the mind? I mean, judge your mind.
Okay, so I want to step into that. I'm not an enhanced body, but I also want to say for women, because I don't want to beat up women that have enhanced bodies. Women go through a lot of things physically. We have babies. Our bodies are not the same. So why women, it's not always just cosmetology or cosmetic wise because you want to look good for social media. When you have babies or you breastfeed babies, our bodies change. I'm only speaking for myself. Our bodies change. So when you're 20 and you're 30, when you're 20, your breast stiff and stand up. When you get into 30 and you've produced kids, you don't have that elasticity. Is that the word?
Elasticity.
Elasticity anymore. So and every woman enhance their body to for sexy for a man. You want to still feel confident as a woman. Also, you're in a world right now where I mean, for me, I always say, yes, ass is sexy. I guess for men. But for me, I always say I'm not be judgmental because God never give me that. And I can more than afford to do my ass. But I've always wondered to myself, like, okay, God give me breasts. I always have breasts. I have sexy legs. Yes, I have sexy legs. I always, no, but I always have bow legs. And so I've always felt like my mom always said, work with what God give you. What if he wanted you to have a big ass, he would have given you a big ass. Gio, make sure you believe that. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not downing anybody that has an ass. Maybe for Paula, she has boobs, she has complexion, legs. That is her assets. Whatever our assets is, we work with it. But not every woman is confident in that. So and not every woman go get body done just for the look.
So that's what me I get to. Because I want to know your why. You get what I'm
the
saying?
why could be for me, if I would get my body done right now. And many people say to me, SAFIYA, you model your own clothes, because y'all know I do. Why you don't go get your body done? For me, the why I would do it is for my business.
Right. So that's what's important to me when it comes on to that. If I'm going to date somebody who is enhanced, right? I want to know your why.
Yeah.
No, if your why is because...
If your wife bigger than the reason why you do it, man. I got it. I stand by
You get what
I'm
I say, right? It all depends on the why. But
So only the why?
Not only the why, but there's so many, as him said earlier, so many small parts we play into it, like as far as
Too many
how,
variables.
yeah, like because then
Did you
again,
say, Casey?
Too many variables.
yeah, like is it?
because it wouldn't just
So
be
you
for
don't
the
find that
business,
sexy?
yeah.
But now I say me not find it sexy. I mean, I don't feel like a man can look right now and say,
Is
"Oh,
that all
enhance
you
body."
care about?
Because
Is all you care about is
because-
your body.
Yeah, that's the reason. You look good.
Yeah.
You look
Yeah.
good. You have everything
Every time you go out the
well-proportional.
house, is your
and
belly
so on.
showing? Is your breast out? Is your
Is that
ass
appealing to you?
out?
Tired of
You
that.
It
know?
look good.
It
It
looks
look
appealing to
good.
you.
But if I should settle down with somebody who is
don't want her to do
enhanced, me don't want that.
Lindo.
Me not natural body.
For me, I don't have a problem with a woman doing her body. However, like you mentioned, the why. So, if
So what if I just want to do it because I want to do it?
then I have no problem.
Okay.
You see me? But if you're gonna do it for social media and for people to think and stuff like that now, then
You have a problem with that?
yeah, like people have that effect on you.
If you do it because of a reality TV show,
You know, if
I mean, look funny people than that.
if Kim Kardashian is the reason why you do it, like
But sometimes it's
really?
sometimes your image does play a part. Like for instance, excuse me, I am the face of SAFIYA SHOETIQUE. So if I went to get my body enhanced because I model all of my garments, would that be a problem?
Yeah, Safi, but me not.
No,
that-
that's
no,
not a
no,
problem.
no, that's not a problem.
That's not a
Yeah.
But
problem.
it depends on your
Use a
confidence
model.
It's
level.
always
That's
Because,
an
it's always
investment.
different.
yeah.
We can
This
look
stuff
at it
is-
like
That's what I'm
that.
saying,
Or
Casey.
you can
That's not
hire a
that
model to
No.
do the clothes
So I
and
can
be
say,
happy
and I'm
with your
wrapping up to you.
body.
And I am saying this. I have been in business almost 11 years. October makes 11. And I've hired many models. You know, you've done many of my fashion shows, Chief. I've hired many models because, of course, now I'm getting older. I want to not model, to be honest. And when I hire models to come and do my clothing, nothing to sell. But when SAFIYA puts it on,
I'm not sure what I'm understanding. Come I'll show you a thing now. Me have my own brand. For one.
what's your brand?
For a collection, FWEI collection.com. Remember that. Me an artist. I'm gonna tell you something. You see, when you say, no look for me now, look for me good. Look for me now. Everybody, look for me now. You see, in a few months, it's a different meaning I'm gonna see.
What do you mean by that?
I'm gonna do it for my business. I'm gonna do it for my image as an artist.
Okay, so then you just contradicted what me and Paula was trying to say.
That's why I never disagreed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because for me, if I did it, like what Casey said, if you did it as a model for your business,
It's okay, yeah.
then it's a why. It's a why. But just to get up and do it, you know what I'm saying? To get up and just say you're doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, people will still have their judgments, but if you're doing it for what would it be, an investment?
Yeah.
An investment.
Yeah, that's
then
investing in
then
yourself,
I think.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, of course, do your thing.
But if you're just doing it
support you.
sexually for whole a man, or because a lot of women do that.
And not only for
And-
that, for the attention too. That's a big thing nowadays.
attention.
Like,
It's
like
the
let's
attention.
pay attention to
The
it. These
TikToks,
views and
right.
likes.
That's
That's
kind
what
of
they do
like
it for.
back when when twerking just come out and you scroll through
When
and
Twerking.
twerking just come out and everybody and you scroll through and you would tap on your pre one and you say, all right, I like that, I
So you
like
watch
that.
twerkers?
But no, you scroll through and you see a twerk and you just, I'm tired of this.
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
You just-
yeah.
you get what I'm saying?
Okay,
So no, you're
alright.
just like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just
Hey,
clear.
Nadine, like, oh, you
yeah
watch
man,
twerkers.
you used to watch it.
Then you say you watch twerkers too.
You know, scroll so fast.
Scroll fast now.
Yeah, man, you have to scroll fast now. Man.
Oh,
You
yeah,
watch
scroll
you
fast
watch leave
now.
my brother alone, all right?
You have to
All right,
scroll
guys,
fast.
it's been a pleasure. I gotta wrap up because Gio's like to fight you overtime. We're gonna have to have a second segment of this. Is there? I'm in the hot seat right now. Before I let my show go, I like to have everybody in a hot seat. So I'm going to ask questions to you guys. If you do not want to answer, you don't have to answer because do remember that my show is going to be on every platform. All right. So I don't have any judgment. Just say I don't want to answer it, and that's fine.
Plead the fifth.
Yeah, I'll plead the fifth. This is America. You can plead the fifth. So I'm going to ask questions as well as I will allow every single one of you to ask me a question. I would like to plead the fifth by saying, do not go into my business. And I'm joking. I like to say that. But I'm going to ask the question I'm going to ask. You just be honest. And if you, again, plead the fifth if you do not want to answer. So my first question in a hot seat to Lindo is, have you ever had a threesome?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your question for me? About what I'm business, so.
Hold on, them. So you're jumping on me.
I'm not! I'm asking the question! I'm asking the question! Paula, stay up on my side. Casey, get her to stay on my side.
I know you. All right. I know you and Shine's been together for a while now. I know you say when you come to men, you're not jumpy, so you haven't dealt with a lot of men,
Correct.
so to speak. So this is kind of in your business now, so.
I can plead the fifth. Go ahead.
You know, I'm not going to ask it. What? Have you ever had a threesome?
Never.
Okay.
Never.
Okay. Move
Never.
forward.
Okay. Chief, yeah, afraid. That wasn't
She afraid to look at me. She looking at me.
I feel like I want you to ask the question. I feel like I want you to question. Chief, I'm gonna ask you the question. I'm gonna give you the hot seat question. Okay? Do you believe like it's okay to be with two girls at once? Takes enough answer, Paula. Casey, you got lawyers.
Same thing.
It depends. It depends.
Nadine, stay out of his questions.
It depends. I mean,
It depends.
yeah, it depends. It depends on, again, it go back to
Communication.
What
so
stage
you
of
talk
your life
about
you-
polygamy,
Casey,
right?
stop answering for him. Let him
So
speak,
you
guys.
talk about like polygamy?
No,
polygamy?
polygamy, correct.
Polygamy.
Yes. Do you believe it's okay to be with two women
I
at once
believe
in
no.
polygamy? No,
I
you don't
believe in
believe.
polygamy.
All right. So now I'm in the hot seat. Ask me a question. See if I'm in business.
Why?
Remember, I'm your sister. Remember, I love you, bro.
So you believe in polygamy?
Absolutely not.
Okay, easy deal.
Absolutely not.
Easy
But I feel like y'all using your questions on me. I don't like that. Nadine,
Easy deal.
your question. And guys, let me just because we're wrapping up. If you guys have anybody on this platform that you want to ask a question, so please feel free. If they do not want to answer, they can plead the fifth. Okay? Nadine, if your husband wanted to bring another female in the bedroom, would you be okay with that?
Hell no.
Why not? I'm just like the way you couldn't let me finish the question at first.
Well, you kind of, no, hell no. I'm not into that. I'm not into
Can I
sharing.
finish my
Oh, I'm
question?
sorry, I thought you were at the end. Okay.
May I finish my question, please,
do.
ma'am?
Please do.
So, as relationships go on and it becomes, the longer you're together, what I've heard, I'm not saying this so, what I've heard is that the spice gets, dead down, die down, whatever you want to refer to it as. So if your husband says to you, for my birthday, I would like to spice it up a little bit and bring somebody else in my bedroom, would you be okay with that?
No, pick another birthday gift.
So just shut down, no?
No.
Why?
I'm not interested in that kind of thing. Listen, okay, we talked about cheating earlier, and in my opinion, that is cheating of a different kind. Yeah, I'm not sharing, I'm not open to that kind of thing. I'm not sharing that kind of thing.
She's so upset.
That's just a no-no for
no-no.
me. Yeah, pick a different birthday gift.
All right, what's your question for me?
Okay, so you said you've had a lot of challenges getting to where you are right now, and I'm just trying to share with everybody that, relationships are happily married or a happy relationship is hard work, guys. It's not just overnight. Tell me one of the challenges you've had with your husband that you had to overcome.
One of the challenges I've literally had, I would say, in Chance and I marriage, would be our differences of, again, I come from prior relationships of having to stand on my own and be independent. So my biggest challenge with me was allowing him to be my husband, to be that man that takes over all of that. Because I'm afraid of, I was afraid of somebody taking care of me, because I was used to taking care of me and my kids. So when he came into my life and I saw that he was really taking care of me, it's almost like, what's the motive? What are you doing? Sorry, Gio. What are you doing? What's the catch? How long is this gonna last? You know what I mean? That was one of my biggest challenges, was allowing him to really take care of me. I always felt like I have to have a plan B. Like, okay, if he said he's gonna do this, but I gotta make sure it's covered anyway. So I had to learn to let go. So my biggest challenge, to be honest. All right, Paula, hot seat. Do I need to put this up? We good? Okay. So, Paula, hot seat. See, if your husband wanted to bring somebody else in the relationship, again, not because he's trying to replace you, just spice it up. Would you be okay with that?
No.
Why?
I'm too much of a jealous person. It's not happening.
Oh, so because you're jealous.
It's not happening. No way.
So no
how.
conversation, no communication, no compromise.
No compromise.
She said no. Don't
Ain't
even,
no way.
no way at all.
No.
Why? Because that person will replace you.
Oh no, it's just I'm not gonna look at him the same after that.
But you would be a part of it. So it's not that.
But I'm
it's
not-
that he's saying, okay, you and I are gonna go off alone. I'm sorry, you and the person's gonna go off alone. You're going to be a part of it.
Yeah, but I don't like it. I know too many people that have been in that situation.
That's why I'm asking.
And it's never
the same.
It's never all. Let's just say none of them are together.
No,
to this day.
Go ahead, Linda. You had something.
I think
to
it
say?
kind of opens up the door, because what if the person that you bring in likes you?
Better than you, not better.
Or what?
Huh? No,
I said, what if the person that you brings in likes you?
No, I know, but what I'm saying
you
is my part of it is, what if the person that I bring in, why I say no too, because I'm a no person with that too, like you and Nadine.
Yeah.
But what if the person that I bring in better than me?
But you can't bring in nobody better
No,
than
but you're
you.
not. No.
Oh, that works.
To the person better than you. Then oh, you can know the person better than you.
Because if
So,
you
okay,
do
what-
know,
what
because
I mean is this.
if it does have to happen, then of course there are certain circumstances that of course I would have to choose the person.
Yeah, but
and
even
all
if you
of
choose
that,
the
but-
person, you're still not knows the person better than you. Because
No,
what
it
I mean by
depends.
this,
You gotta
suppose
know
she a bum-
yourself.
Suppose she a bum flick on her head and all kind of stuff where you not bum flick on her
Yeah,
head.
but that's what.
So
But
now-
guess what? That comes in communication. You have to know what your man likes.
So the
You
girl-
have to know.
No. Listen to me carefully.
If you start the tricks pan her
Yeah,
head,
suppose
then me I gonna start the tricks pan my head and everything. It's gonna be a serious
No,
competition.
I am not breaking my head.
And I'm not with that. That's the point. That's the point.
I get what she's saying.
That's the
Linda,
point.
you had a question for Paula.
Yeah, that's the point.
It was really a question. I was just adding to what she's saying. Like, basically, I think that what she was saying is that him asking for that, it's like from that point she would start to look at him.
Yeah, it's a
different.
problem.
Oh, gotcha.
I think, in my opinion, I think when men suggest threesomes, it's because
They're lacking.
they're
something.
yeah,
You
exactly.
think so? Okay.
I think the only instance in which a man should have a threesome with a woman is if your woman asks for it.
Gotcha. Casey, what do you feel about that? Would you invite another man into your bedroom?
What?
Yes.
Child, I can't even.
No.
Child, I can't even.
Casey
I thought
would
you was
allow-
gonna ask me
allow-
the other thing. Why you ain't ask me the question everybody else got?
Before you go in that, Casey, I forgot. Paula, please ask me a question.
Ooh,
Mine amazing answer.
let's see. Oh wow.
You don't have any. That's fine. Casey.
Yeah, no, you know what? Let me let him ask first, because he might have a good question.
Go ahead, Casey.
Skip me. Come
So,
back to me.
if your wife wanted to bring a third party into the relationship, would you be okay with that?
Nah,
Just
A
no-
woman.
no,
A woman. What about women?
no.
Why?
Yeah, no.
It's gonna be problems.
I
I know better.
So baby.
I know better.
Listen,
You don't
I'ma
believe
tell-
me? So you're-
listen.
Listen.
Listen, I'm gonna tell. Listen. I'm gonna tell you a quick story, right? Like, for what was it, 30th birthday? Like a long time ago, we went to Vegas, right? And we had already been together for like 10 years, long time or whatever. And I was like, babe, we gonna have a threesome. He was like, look, yeah, you don't remember that?
No, go ahead. Tell the story.
Okay.
So I was like, we gonna have a threesome. We gonna
Turn
go to
that up,
Vegas.
Gio.
He was like, what? For real? You know, he was so shocked. I'm like, yeah, man, let's do it or whatever. So we get to Vegas, and he talking about this threesome. Man, I almost beat his ass. I was like, we ain't having no.
You really
we
thought you
ain't
was gonna
having
get a
no
threesome,
threesome. Are
Casey?
you crazy? And he was like, I already knew you were, you know. So you know,
So
I
that's the
just
reason
wanted
why
to
I said
see.
no right now.
Yeah.
Setup.
It's set up. You know it's set up.
Yeah.
Okay. You answered exactly how my husband answered. I asked him one day, I said, what do you feel about it? He said, you're not setting me up. Yeah, so I feel like when you know your partner, you know, because that would be a no for me. What is the question that you want to ask me?
Okay. You and Sean's been together forever, right?
Not forever, but I think.
Damn near
Come on, just
forever.
about-
Anything over 10, not forever.
Has he done anything in the distant past that you still bring up today
Yeah.
during your argument?
Of
Yeah.
course,
And
woman.
why?
Woman.
Why do? Am I a question?
Woman.
Why you said why do I still bring it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After you answer, I'm gonna answer.
I know you're a question.
Go on, Safiya.
Why-
We are tag team that question. Yeah.
That's a
Why,
really good question.
why do I bring it up?
Very
Keith,
good.
Keith, brother and sister, please stay on my side. Why do I bring it up? I think and I'm gonna be honest. I think I only bring it up when he pisses me off. And why do I bring it up? Because maybe something that still bothers me.
There's power in
That
it.
even though we discussed it,
We already discussed
still-
it, hashed it out, everything.
Yeah,
10
but-
years later.
yeah,
not
but
hashed
but
out.
but I think it is hashed out, but it's something that still triggers me. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah.
It is something that I didn't expect from you, so it still triggers me. That's the honest answer.
But why still trigger you?
I
But do you bring it up to beat him up about it,
No.
or do you bring it up
no.
as an example?
I bring
or
it up as an example, and also so it's a reminder for you that caused me hurt. So let's not go there again.
I
Yeah.
think men
And I
need
also
to
think
know
it's a
that when
boundary as
women
well.
bring
Correct.
up older things that happened in the past,
Say it again, Paula, I didn't hear you.
sometimes I think when women bring up older things, that happened in the past, old arguments and old situations that you've been in, I think most women bring it up not to just be mean or to lash
Correct, that's
out
true.
or
It's
in
not to be
retaliation, or to do whatever. But I think sometimes when we're trying to make a point,
We have to use an
we need
example.
examples.
Correct.
So for example, if the argument is about I don't come home late at nights, whatever,
You remember
and
saying
y'all,
you did
yeah,
this,
because you were
yes.
talking about earlier about
She's
coming
100%
home late
correct.
or
I
whatever,
have a question.
if that's what we're talking about, and you're saying, man, I don't do that anymore. You say, well, listen, it was just 3 weeks ago you
Correct.
came
No,
in
no,
at
3 weeks. We talking
at
about
3.
years.
Well, or you say,
Yes,
okay.
years.
So let's use a different example.
Listen,
Let's
10
say if there's okay, so let's say if there's infidelity. We were talking about cheating earlier, and let's say that you guys have been together for 10 years and you cheated in year 2, right? And then you come back, you're having a totally different conversation about something, and you come hype up yourself about I'm not a cheater.
Oh, so then you bring exactly okay.
In an argument, not just having
Correct.
a conversation.
Correct. In an argument.
And you
argument.
say, boy, you're going with me like say me a cheater. And you say, well,
You remember
you
10
know,
years ago?
brought it up.
you know,
Yeah,
10
it's
years
exactly.
ago. Or if you are
Seems
yelling
to
at
like a
me
punch
for
below the
doing
belt.
something
kinda
and
like
treating
torture,
me
though.
a certain
Yeah.
way,
It's kinda
I'll
like
be
what-
like,
It's like
you,
torture, because
Yeah.
you just keep, why keep bringing it back up? I'm
it's
being
not-
good.
but it's
It's
not.
a
It's
everyday
only
bring up,
torture
bro.
if you interpret it as if you are still in your
Your
feelings
perception
about
of it. Your perception
that.
of it.
If
It's your
you
perception of it.
if you already talked about it, and even if she brings it up or brings up an old argument, women are very emotional.
We're very emotional.
Okay, so sometimes, I mean, all women are emotional.
All of
We
us,
have
every single
children.
one of us.
We have periods. We go through
Yes.
our home. Like, it's totally different. So you
Different
have
from
to
men.
understand a woman is always
On her
going to be
emotions.
emotional.
Correct.
If you meet a woman that's not emotional, run.
That's true.
Okay?
That's true.
She's cold as
Cold
ice.
as ice. She's not a blood and not she.
All right?
I
Period.
don't want to leave Travis out,
That's
and
true.
I feel like we need to have a part 2 to this. I don't wanna
Yes,
leave
we do.
Travis
Oh,
out.
yeah, and we have
Yeah,
places
we
to go.
can have
Yeah,
a
we're
rebuttal.
talking-
Definitely, because
Have a
Travis,
rebuttal.
Travis, my question.
I forgot
for you.
Posh Sunday
Would
for
you
the
ever-
rebuttal.
Yeah. Would you
Yeah.
ever get married again?
Yeah. I'm destined to get married.
That's a lover right there.
I love that about you.
Aww.
You have a question for me? Please remember, so we go way back and we have family. Don't go on.
No more.
Do you have a question for me?
I think your answer is gonna actually help more people than just me. But
Okay.
what is the one thing that you said that you learned about yourself that you were doing wrong the whole time that you had to change to preserve your marriage?
I think what I learned about myself is that I don't always have to be in control. That was the deepest thing, and it was the hardest thing for me to let go of. I didn't trust men. I did not trust people. I always had to be my entire fence for me and my children. And then, I want to be honest, and I've said this on my podcast before, I asked God for exactly what I wanted. I'm going to tell him, and I'm not trying to be funny. Y'all know, y'all heard of the Sierra prayer? I don't do my prayer before Sierra. I asked God for a medium brown skinned man. I asked him for a Rasta. I love Rasta because I'm my brother. I'm not being funny. I swear to God, y'all. If you know anything about me, I love God. I'm asking for a medium brown skinned man. I'm asking for a Rasta man. I'm asking for a militant man, but will love me unconditionally. I'm asking for a man for coming in my life that will love my kids more than I love them. And I asked God to make sure that he loves you more importantly. And he gave me exactly that. But what I didn't ask God for was to allow me to let go of my control, because I did not know that I had that problem. And when this man came into my life, and I was just like, no, okay, okay, when is he going to change? He can tell you. I waited for many years for him to change. Like, what is the motive? What are you doing here? Because my husband picked up a big plate, and he's never changed. So the most important thing I can tell you is relax and get loved, be loved unconditionally, and stop trying to, I don't know, fix something that's not broken. Yeah.
I think I just learned something there too.
Yeah.
Deep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the truth.
I actually, in that moment, I just learned that you have to create the safe space for that.
You have to.
Amen.
You have to. And just allow yourself to be loved. Like, you know, I think as women, and I'll speak for myself because not every woman, we have a picture or an idol of the perfect man. And there isn't no perfect man. And there isn't a perfect woman.
Okay.
So we have flaws, just like the men have flaws. But if you love each other enough, you can work those flaws out. You know, like I said, my husband picked up a big plate, and that makes him a man for me. You know what I'm saying? He took up another man's plate, never complained, never looked back, never did more than me. Showed up when he needed to show up. You know, look at my son back here shaking his head. Showed up when he needed to show up. He's always showed up. Peeing, not him always show up. And I feel like for me, that's why, regardless of what happens to Shines and I 20, 30 years from now, there is no man alive that can get that respect from me the way I give it to him. Because I'm a man.
Makes sense.
Yes, ma'am.
This is it, because I know my producer's like, we are way over time. SAFIYA. So guys, I want to thank you guys for taking the time. Before I go, is there anybody on here want to say something really quickly?
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, Lindo.
First thing first. I was never scheduled for this. I never planned for this. Never planned to be here.
God planned you.
But exactly.
By the way, y'all, it's his birthday, y'all. So happy birthday to him. Happy birthday to him. SOOOcollection.com.
Yeah,
Look at the conversation that God gave you on your birthday.
Exactly.
He gave you wisdom.
I appreciate it, and I like the conversation on my birthday because my marriage, it was on my birthday.
Oh my God! Happy anniversary.
Come on, Saf.
No, I'm saying that. Listen.
That done, you know.
Oh, you did say you were separated.
It done. I'm separated, but we're separated for more than a year now. More 110% single, like number one.
But you're still married.
On paper.
I'm a marriage advocate, so I will tell you this right now, safely, and this is a whole different story, and I promise I'm wrapping up, Gio. Therapy works. Until my mom passed, I thought that was bullshit for black people.
It does,
but it takes two.
See, that is it. That's what I was gonna say.
You gotta get back to me because I'm a woman. I can't agree with you. But it takes two. It takes two, and you have to want to make a relationship work. But one of the things, that I tapped in with Travis, you have to learn to, Lindo. I don't know what your situation is or what your marriage battles are, but you see, when you love somebody, you have to allow the love to take over the battles, because life is so short. And when you love somebody, it is not important to keep the fight. Does that make sense?
I understand.
It's not important to keep the fight. Like, when I say this, people don't believe me. I would probably say my husband and I have disagreements probably once every 6 months or so. We don't fight. And it's not perfect. I will not sit here and lie. But I feel like we've so learned each other's language and how to deal with each other that when he's upset, may I leave him alone. We're going about my business. Respectfully though.
Like that.
Respectfully though.
Like that.
I'm gonna text him. I'm at work because we communicate every day. So if we have a disagreement today, I'm not just gonna leave and be I'm not gonna text him. No, I'm married, so I will text him. Hey babe, I'm at the store, and I know the differences in the text. Okay, meaning he's still pissed because if he's not, it's all right, baby. We'll call you soon. It's a short text, okay, and I'm gonna kill him with love.
I understand that.
You know, but I know when to step back.
Man,
When I'm upset, he also knows when to leave her alone. You know? And we will go back a couple hours later and say, well, baby, but I tried to explain to you, bam, bam, bam. And I said, well, I was trying to tell you, I don't like how that makes me feel. And our conversations are different because, again, he comes from a harder background. So sometimes in the way my husband speaks to, it almost seems like it's, and he'll say, I saw me talk. Me can't talk like, you know, and I'll say, but it's not what you're saying. It's how you're saying it. It's like, Sophie, may I tell you say? For me, I feel like you're yelling at me.
And then your voice
and it's your voice, and then my voice goes up. So I had to learn to know that stop taking it personally. This is the way he speaks, and stop taking that personally like he's attacking me. So now I say, okay, you're doing it again. I know that's how you talk, but can you just take it on because it's making me want to get there, you know? So I can honestly say over the years we've learned to. He takes it down, and I take it down, and knows more conversations and more understanding.
So everything we say we go, I can 100% relate.
Mm-hmm.
However, you know Gio will cut. So here we go on. Invite me for part 2. Yo,
I will invite you for part 2 because we had a 2-segment show today. If we had a 1-hour segment, it would be fine because we had an interview first and then we went into our relationship.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have a part 2, and the next part 2 will involve my husband as well as other singles and married couples as well, because I feel like we need this in today's world. And I got to pick many of you brain, married men, single men, sapiosexuals, and
Gallus.
I did not say that. I did not say that. Now Nadine minded. I did not say that. Chief, I feel like say you and Nadine go for a one-on-one show because the audience will run with it. Okay. So I want to thank every single one of you for taking the time out today, and I know we got somewhere to go to be on SAFIYA SHOETIQUE Talk. I cannot wait, Gio, until this segment comes out. And my hope is that it will help all of my subscribers and more to understand men differently, as well as single, married, sapiosexual, heterosexual, married women, and just every different type of relationships. And my hope as well is that we would make better decisions in our relationships and work it all out and know that life is short and stop stressing over things that don't make no sense.
Yeah.
All right. This has been SHOETIQUE Talk. Again, our sponsors are Quilleen Bell and SAFIYASHOETIQUE.com. And this show is about hidden gems in our community, as you guys know. So if you are an entrepreneur out there or you just want to have a talk, give me a shout out on SHOETIQUETalk@gmail.com. This has been our show. Thank you guys for coming. And we are out. Hey, it's your girl SAFIYA with SHOETIQUE Talk. And I am seeking hidden gems in this community, South Florida and all the surrounding areas. Will you be the next guest? We are seeking purposeful people that are doing great things in the community. Are you the next hidden gem? If so, please reach out to SAFIYA SHOETIQUE on all platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or 954-391-1662. I am ready to interview you. Will you be my next guest on SHOETIQUE Talk? We'll talk soon.